Hello again YouTube, Mad Dog here, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm out in the woods again. I just wanted to do a quick look around my Eldris, the Mora Eldris. Now I've had this over a year. I'm just going to quickly show you a couple of mods that I've done to this and the reasons why. I've used this quite extensively over the last year. So there's my little Mora. My good lady Mrs. Mad Dog brought me this. It's a little neck knife. As you all know, it's the stainless steel Mora knife made in Sweden. The blade is like a miniature Cansball. It's got a pot full Scandi grind and then down to this, I won't say flat grind, but you know, it's a secondary bevel, more of a slicing and dicing type of deal. Ideal for preparing game, close intricate carving tasks, whilst retaining the close-up hard Scandi grind for more heavy duty tasks. So for me, a great combo, great combination. And all I've done, I've added a little paracord lanyard and a little carabiner, a non-load bearing carabiner onto the butt of the knife. Because whilst I've got a snap connector on this, by the way, whilst I'm wearing this as a neck kit, you might say, because the Eldris is pointing down, even though I've got good retention, something hissing at me there in the bush, whilst I've got good retention in that sheath, should it become unlodged, dislodged, I've still got a secondary catch. That's basically why I've done that. So, onto the little mods. So for a moment, I'm just going to take off the actual knife itself. Don't normally leave your knives out of the sheath on the ground, but I'm doing it under the tripod so I know exactly where it is. So the sheath itself, as you can see, I've wrapped, I believe there's about 22 feet of 38 bank line, tiled bank line around the sheath. Always handy to have a bit of extra cordage, bow drills. I'm not going to go into it all, you know the score, you know, even first aid, you know, carrying woodage, etc, etc, snares, traps, blah de blah de blah. You could even make some form of a lashing for a shelter with that. Obviously, because the Eldris has a 90-degree spine, and it is a very good one, on the back there obviously, I've epoxied an 8mm by, I think this is about 2.5 inches, 2 inches, ferro rod on the end of the sheath, so that I can put my thumb at the back of the sheath, pull the lanyard, the neck lanyard taut to put tension on, and obviously I can then get my fire going from that little kit. On the actual neck lanyard itself, obviously the snap fittings stay safe. I've got a simple carabiner type compass, and whilst this isn't a massively expensive one, there's no bubbles and it does actually point true direction, so at least you get your basic, you know, cardinal sort of directions, which is pretty true, to be honest. It's pretty accurate. So I've got the sun, what time we're on now, just after midday, so it's near the zenith and it travels through the southern part of the sky. So if I walk towards that, I should be facing approximately due south up here in the northern hemisphere, and it is doing that. It's pretty much bang on. So little compass, a small mini light for in case you do have to stick it out in the dark. Nothing worse than trying to do your tasks in the dark, especially when blades are in use. You know, the last thing you want is a deep cut when you're already in a bad situation. So, and of course, one of the most important bits of kit anybody can carry, a whistle. I'm not going to blow it here because my good lady Mrs. Mad Dog is down, there's a valley, I'm on top of a ridge, and she's staying in our little log cabin right the ways down there. I'll show you in a minute. And the dirty Dodge, my Dodge truck's just down there, so she'll come out panicking looking for me if I start blowing that. So that's all I carry on the Eldris. And to be honest with you, I absolutely love this little thing. For what I use it for, or what I could use it for, should I say, I don't see the need for anything else other than maybe I would add a saw, which, you know, if I've got my Swiss Army knife with me as well, happy days. So I'm going for a little hike today. I invite you all to come along with me. I'm not going to film everything and bore you all massively to death, but also because I don't often get out, so I'm going to enjoy it for myself. Also, all I've got is a stainless flask with a bit of agua in it, some good old H2O. Oh yeah, because it is nice and bright, dry and sunny over here at the moment in the UK. It's still quite humid, you know, so keep putting your fluids back, put some sweat back, as they say. So yeah, the Eldris still performs beautifully. I've got a little staff here because where I'm going is quite steep, and it helps me get a purchase now. I'm an old unfit fat lad. Yeah, the Eldris still performs beautifully. I can still carve figure 4 traps with it, cut cordage. I can make feather sticks still with it, obviously use it with a ferro rod. Any task that I need to do around a bushcraft camping type of situation, I could still prepare game with it, small game, you know, squirrels, pigeon, that type of thing. No problem at all. So for me, I don't need to carry, where I am in the UK, a massive knife or machete for what I'm doing. Bushcraft camping, it's not a survival situation, so I'm not calling it a survival knife. However, if I was in a survival situation, then the knife that I've got on me at the time becomes my survival knife. That's a subject for a whole different video. So anyway, if you want to, come for a walk with me and we'll crack on. Yeah. Okay, I don't know if this will pick up or not, but just through the clearing there in the trees, you'll probably just make out my old Dodge truck down there. And to the left of that is our little log cabin that we're staying in, just outside Stanwell in Derbyshire. I'll get you a better view later on. Beautiful place. Like I say, I'm up on a ridge. You can probably just see some rocks in the background there, like a cliff face. I'm up on a ridge at the moment, and beautiful place. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to head on over in that direction, and I've then got to climb again, so stay with me and let's go have some fun. Okay, I've come across this, which is a nice example of a hazel tree or bush, nice and established. I'm actually surrounded by hazel at the moment, as you can see. Quite a lot of it around here. As you all know, great for fire lighting, you know, friction fires, good building materials. The bark and the roots, very pliable, makes good cordage. But obviously this time of year, I'll just pan you down here to the floor a little ways. You'll see the remains of the beginnings of hazelnuts. Well, obviously the squirrels and the mice and everything else have beat me to these, but the ones that they do discard, or the tree sheds, are usually like have imperfections, so the tree naturally sheds them, and the rodents and the squirrels also ignore them, and usually because they're unripe. However, us as human beings, we can still crack those nuts open, break out the white nut material from inside, and we can still digest those and eat them, you know, at a pinch. They're still packed with protein, packed with energy, good fats, so it makes an ideal survival food. Nice little trail nibbles, you know. But if you can get here before the squirrels, mice, etc., then obviously hazelnuts, fantastic little nibble, you know, well worth harvesting. You can roast them, eat them as they are, and they keep for a long time, so worth keeping your eye out this time of year for the lowly old hazel tree. Okay, I'm up quite a steep ridge at the moment, but I've spotted that old birch. As you can probably hear, I'm still quite close to a busy main road, so forgive me for that. But I'm just going to nip up to this birch with the Eldris, just gather a bit of bark, not too much to do the tree any serious long-term damage. And obviously I'm going to be using that to get my fire established later on using the Eldris, so stay with me. Okay, hopefully you'll have seen I've not gone right through into the second layer of bark, so you can see hopefully the distinct red orange colour that's left behind. That indicates the second layer of bark, so that tree, given time, should heal itself, reproduce the outer white bark again without the onset of infection. So, and I've got enough for what I need to do there, so we'll take that back to a stove when I need to get this bad boy, the Eldris here again, get this bad boy in action, lighting my fire to cook up a brew or some wild edibles. Okay, how's this for a nice little spot to, if you had to, place some snares or some deadfall traps. Let's bring you up here a little ways and have a look. So obviously the old tree there, it's like an old oak. Obviously through water, erosion, etc. the root system's been exposed. Exposing the rocks underneath, but that looks like it's been made home by some creature. It's been burrowing down there and to the back, and also up on top to the base of the actual trunk. We've got some sizable burrows. Yeah, I'm seeing fresh earth that's been moved, quite sandy and dry. We have had quite a lot of rain over here, so the fact that it's dry indicates to me that it's been freshly kicked out from beneath the surface. Different types of scat. I'm not seeing any fresh prints at the moment as yet, but anyway, I just thought I'd quickly share that. That's a nice little spot, you know, in a survival situation where I would definitely consider setting up some deadfall traps on the floor there on that shelf, some snares to dangle potential prey food up there. Just to pan you around here a little ways. This is the trail that I'm on, and like I say, I'm still on the side of a ridge in quite a good elevated position here in Derbyshire still. You can probably hear the road noise that's right down at the bottom of the valley there. It is quite a main road, fast moving road, so I'm going to move further on up the trail now, have a little look-see around. Okay, so I've come to a bit of the track that I've got to climb yet again. I'm already on an elevated ledge, so I don't know, it might not look too steep from here, but as you can see by the, hopefully up there, I've got to get up there with my hands pointing through that thicket up there, right up to the top. And I'm old and unfit, so swag of water. So let's see if I can't get this large bucket of an old man up that hill. Haha. Stay with me. Okay. Okay, whew. So I've made it up right onto the top of the ridge now where it's flattened out. The trail continues through the thicket this way. So, whew, God, I'm unfit. I'm really old. I shouldn't be doing this anymore. Oh dear. Anyways, I've just stopped at this point just to show you this. As you can see behind me, we have the fireweed. And easily identifiable by its lovely pink foliage, flowers at the top there, sorry. In autumn winter they become a big fluffy ball of seeds, which makes reasonable flash tinder and can also be used for insulation down your socks, your mittens, etc., or you know, a dry bag stuffed in to make a temporary makeshift pillow, that type of thing. But you know me, if it's edible, I'm interested. So just cut a piece off with the old Eldris. So just peel away some of the leaves here. Okay, so hopefully, as you can see, the inside of this plant is quite pithy, and that's the jewel in the crown. So just let me pan you down here a little ways, please bear with me. So using the back of the knife again, just scrape away the outer bark and the leaves. Just using the knife here as well, the knife blade, to get this bit's quite woody. Okay, so what I'm after is breaking away the outer bark to get to that inside, that good stuff right there, that nice pithy centre full of moisture, so it'll help keep you hydrated as well. Perfectly edible. It tastes like a very mild celery, very mild cucumber stroke lettuce. It's quite sweet, quite woody if you don't do the proper prep, like I clearly haven't. There we go, slice in and scrape it out. Oh yeah, so all that good stuff in there, look. It's lovely, it's quite refreshing. That's the fireweed. Absolutely common, very abundant over here in the UK. Just give you a close look round for ident. You're going to have to go a long ways to get this one wrong. So that one's worth remembering. Common fireweed. And out of all the wild edibles that we have over in the UK, that is one of the sweetest, without doing any preparation, as in boiling or, you know, adding anything to it, all that good jazz. Off the plant straight away. Quite sweet, quite subtle, so worth remembering that one. Okay, so I found myself a nice rock in the shade here. Just have a minute, have a breather. I'm quite a ways up now. So before I go any further, I just wanted to mention one of our YouTube brothers, and that's Woodland Tactical. He's asked for a little help, and basically what's happened is, I believe it's his brother has had an accident whilst at work and he's fallen 25+ feet through a skylight. Now that's ended up with his brother being seriously injured, as in broken legs, hip, pelvis, that type of thing, you know, lots of fractures and breaks, and he'll need a lot of recovery, basically help and recovery. So what he's asked me to do is, I'm basically going to be putting a link in the description box below. It's a GoFundMe link, because basically he's asking for help, any donations, because his brother's out of work. He's got 2 lovely young kids to still feed and house, you know, and a wife obviously. Bills still need paying, he can't be at work obviously, so and to pay for the expensive medical bills. So I'm going to put that link in my description box below, so any of you guys and lasses that feel that you want to donate, no matter how much, small or big, every little helps, as they say, you know. In times of need and crisis, let's help each other out. So again, that's for Woodland Tactical's brother. GoFundMe link will be in my description box, so if you can afford to, you know, no matter how big or small the donation, lots of people do it, it adds up to a good thing, you know. We've got a good community, let's help support each other. So thank you all very much, you know, and I hope you don't mind me sharing this with you all, but I will do it for anybody, you know. I've got no affiliation with any of Woodland Tactical's family really, but I think we're in a good community where we're all like-minded and good people, you know. So anyway, enough of that. That's for Woodland Tactical. Hope he gets well soon, brother, you know, look after him, and like all good brothers do, we've got each other's six, right? So anyway, I'm going to move on, stay with me. Yeah. Okay, so I'm down against this little hazel growth here, and basically I've got some young hazel growing and last year's suckers, and because the fact that they are a sucker growing off the main stem, they're lovely and straight, really nice. And these that look really long and whippy, got no leaves left on them. I'm going to harvest some of these, just a couple, and take them back to base, let them cure, depending on what I find in the centre of them, and I'm going to use those potentially for a hand drill spindle. So again, just using the Eldris, just going to disconnect my little carabiner here, so I'm just going to whip a couple of those off now, just using beaver cuts at the base. Always remembering to cut away from yourself, obviously. No problem at all with that. Beautiful. And we'll have that one. And I might have this little fella as well, so he's brittle anyway. Beautiful, I'll have that one. So I'm just going to tidy this little stem up now. Now I'm not going to leave this sharp. I don't want to leave it sharp, I want it flat as I can, because if anybody else comes for a walk around here, I don't want them falling and skewering themselves. So all I'm going to do is just square that off. It's dead anyway, so it's not live. It won't spread infection because it's already dead. But I do want it tidy enough where somebody isn't going to get injured should they fall on it. Cover it up with some rotten stuff just to blend it in so it doesn't look raw and new. Any splinters or shards, get them buried. Leave no trace, you know, it looks more natural that way, you know. So these pair of canes here, snap that bit off. These should, I think, make really good, you know, hand spindles, basically, for a hand drill set. So I'll take those home and have a play with them. Stay tuned. Okay, so I've come a bit further along the trail, and I've just come down into a bit of a valley. and I don't know if you can see this or not, just behind me there's the remains of an old stone built archway there. That's pretty cool. So I'm just going to rest up over there a minute, get some water down me. Got my old stainless steel flask with me, as well as the Eldris. It's about all I'm carrying today. Basic water fire lighting kit for this little hike. So I'm going to just sit down there, take it all in. I've also noticed, just bear with me a sec, down here, I don't know if this will pick up or not, but just to my left here, quick little nibble on the fly. That's woodland sorrel. It's like a giant clover, but as you all know, it's perfectly edible. Tastes very much like cress. It is of the watercress family, I believe. Just got that little hint of sharp mustard aftertaste. Quite nice, quite refreshing. So that's one worth remembering. Very abundant, as you can see. It's down here in the shade. It's growing on this stagnant moss, or amongst it. And because I'm in this ravine, it's a natural water gathering point. I wouldn't want to camp here for that reason. You know, you get one good downpour of rain and you're going to be absolutely washed out. So, however, that being said, this is a good place to keep in mind for water collection. You know, on either side of the embankment where the stagnant moss is, just let me pan you around here a little ways to try and show you. There is a lot of stagnant moss at the side of this embankment. Just picking up. So if I got some natural cordage on me, you know, like jute, something along those lines, I could lay that down there, and obviously when you get the downpour of water, it will follow that jute down, under which you would have your container. You're going to get yourself some fresh, clean rainwater, which with a little filtering should be safe to drink. But again, if you're not sure, always boil your water. You know, as my good mate X-Ray Zulu always says, rolling bubbles, no tummy troubles, and that is absolutely true. If in doubt, boil it out, you know. So the only other thing, I don't know if you can hear this or not, this is absolute mosquito heaven down here. So I might not be here for too long, especially whilst I haven't got my hat on. Being follically challenged, let's say, they do tend to bite the hell out of me. Oh, that's good. Excuse me. So these stainless flasks, by the way, I've been asked before about these. I've got several of them. You've probably seen them, me using these in other videos where I do boil water in these directly in the fire, and a bit of grit. And basically I got these from Sheath, off the dreaded eBay. Can't remember how much they were now, about a £5. Stainless steel. They've not got the wide mouth opening, however I've left it back at base at the moment, but I have made my own attachment gadget, if you like, that I can go around the neck on the outside of these to lift them in and out of the fire with. It's dead easy, dead simple. So with a little bit of thought, it don't have to be the wide mouth one to be effective, you know, does the job. £5. So yeah, I might just sit out under there and have a quick look around for a minute or two, and then I'm going to move on a bit further on the trail. And if you're still with me, thank you very much for coming along with me. Like I say, I don't get out very often. I don't practice what I preach as often as I should. I'm too old for it all now, really, to be honest. And work commitments, family commitments, there's always something to get in the way, you know. I only get so many holiday days a year, leave days, and I usually like to spend them with my wife. So these are rare moments for me, so I have to treasure them. So therefore I don't do a lot of filming as I should, because I'm enjoying the moment for myself, selfishly, I know, but you know, it's good for me, this is. It's good for the detox the soul, you might say. It does for me anyway. So quick footnote, I've got a backup whistle, I'm not going to blow it, attached to my flask. Again, small bit of kit, massive importance. Always make sure you've got a couple of whistles on you. Right, let's move on, stay with me. Okay, so I'm walking back down now, back down the trail, back towards the log cabin where Mrs. Mad Dog's reading her book currently, chilling out. But just show you here behind me a little ways, there's the trail, and I've come from up over there and round to my left, and then up again, you know, up onto the top. That's where most of this video has been shot. But I'm heading a good ways down now, so I'm going to get a water replen now and replenish my water, chill out for a bit, might have a shower, maybe a cheeky beer, spend some time with the missus, and thank you all very much for coming along with me. Like I say, I've not shown everything obviously, but I've just been enjoying myself out here whilst I can, so I hope you understand and appreciate that. What a beautiful place, it really is. Beautiful place. I'll just spin you around here a little ways. It's beautiful. You could be absolutely anywhere, and we're only about 12 miles away from where I live, so you know, ideal for me. Beautiful. See the rocks there in the background behind me? It's coming into view. Excellent. And that is the way I'll be facing now. Just a ways down there, around, follow around, and the log cabin is just over there. So anyway, thank you all very much for coming along with me on this little walk in the woods. I appreciate all your views, all your comments especially. I really enjoy, you know, that bit of sometimes banter and constructive criticism. You know, it's all great for me. I really enjoy it. Thank you all for to my new subscribers as well. I've had quite a few recently. It's quite surprising, but I do appreciate it. Thank you all very much. Quick footnote, I mean, on the subject of subscribers, I'm subscribed to like, I don't know, 1200, 1500 channels. So please forgive me if I don't get round to watching each and every one of your videos consistently. You know, I don't expect you guys and lasses to do the same with mine. There just isn't enough hours in the day, you know. But I'll keep putting my footage out there, and as and when you guys and lasses find time, you're always welcome to drop by. So anyway, for now, have a great weekend, whatever you're all doing. Take care out there. Crikey me, the mozzies are eating me alive. Anyway, I'll see you all soon. Mad Dog signing off. Yeah!